time, who would like to start with a recap?
I know we ended taking a night's rest right before we were going to go into the village. We got all the way to the village. And I think something happened that Rebecca saw in the middle of the night. I don't remember what it was, but I think there was something that happened there. Uh, I also will gently remind everybody that Nathan is one critical, major injury away from death. So Nathan's not doing so hot, so Nathan cannot be your shield. But we got all the way through the Pine Barrens. And Avram and Elaine found some new bullshit to entertain themselves.
Yeah.
Was last session the one where not Nathan, where Danilo was up a tree?
Part of it, I think. It was either that or the session before. Danny's had a bad time. Nathan's had a bad time. Um, Everybody else has had a decent time, all things considered.
You guys also met a certain little child.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your local ranger.
We
Yeah.
met a little child, and we also tried to set up to where Ghost Dog will keep little girl company because we can't take either of them and help either of them as far as we're aware. We don't know how.
You met little Louise, and how she's kind of stuck in a liminal woods. Danny almost got skin rinked earlier on. And you guys eventually made your way through the Pine Barrens. Most of it, at least. Getting out of that bit of a woods, it's easier to navigate than it was previously. Your compasses start working, your watches, as you all check them, are back to normal. They're all in sync again. It appears that you guys have exited whatever was causing the unexplained phenomenon disrupting everything around you. And I believe it would be around by the time you guys get through that place. I want to roll something.
Again, I would point out we did get through and then go to bed and sleep, so it should be the next morning.
Ah,
Until
yes,
something
okay.
happens on somebody's watch.
Possibly. Who knows? Okay. So, you guys all take your rest again after you've made it through. And this is too fucking. Alright. Did you guys take watches again?
Yeah, like I said, I think Rebecca saw something of some shit, but that was it. I don't think it was anything big.
Hmm.
Telling you, Amy, we're
Is
at the
there
next morning.
any?
Stop trying to give us more bullshit. We're at the next morning. We've
No,
moved past it.
because I'll be honest. Did anyone note down what Rebecca saw? Because I don't have it here. I don't remember if it was good or bad for you.
Well, I definitely did not remember, but I remember what Z is describing. I don't have specifics.
Well,
Iris is typing. Tell whoever's talking to you to fuck off. It's time for game. Put me on speaker. I will tell them to fuck off.
Z, I feel like you're just raring for an opportunity to tell somebody to fuck off.
That's
It's
just
my
Z's
favorite
normal. Yeah.
I should call you up whenever I've got like a problem customer.
thing. I will tell them gladly to fuck off. It's part of the reason
Z.
why I have trouble finding fucking jobs, because I can't be customer service.
You walked for a year?
A year. Maybe it felt like that for Elaine. Good dog. Just led us to the cabin. The cabin? You know what? Man, townhouse cat. For which? Okay, well, so there isn't a cabin.
House.
So,
Town.
yeah,
Buildings.
yeah. God, this is the issue when it's like, yes, the note taker of the group is the one running the game.
Don't worry. In Rogues, we're still in the dungeon. And we just beat up a bunch of guys.
Yeah. You do try, Iris.
I do have notes,
Thank you,
but
Charles.
I don't have them for last session.
I don't have the second watch is the thing.
This is spooky. This is the real ghost.
Is this Mandela?
Did we even have a second watch?
I
Did that
don't
shit even
think we
happen?
did. I think we might have left off with
Just
her leading us
leaving.
out of the fog.
Yeah, I think he's gaslighting us.
No, I promise you, because we had to get out so that fucking Nathan could heal some more. I remember that. That's why I remember that so clearly.
So it's the next morning, right?
Yeah, I guess fuck it.
It's wild that we have this recorded.
We do have this recorded, don't we?
Yeah.
Jamie, pull that up.
Okay, well, regardless whether or not you rested, I assume you guys would rest, I guess, after you get out of the spooky forest?
I don't think we have an
So
option to
just-
do otherwise, with Nathan being so banged up.
Yeah, so Nathan was able to heal the 1 HP for resting.
Which is why he went from 6 to 7 HP.
Not bad, not bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, whatever. Fucking... Just gonna move forward. Yes, roll your luck. Alright.
Oh, I need the D10. Okay. Damn it.
Rebecca needs the luck. I don't know what you're talking about, Z.
Oh, there we go.
Rebecca do need the luck.
She do...
It's
should
good to
roll your-
fail this one, right?
Yes.
Yep, you want to fail.
Okay.
If you fail,
And
you
what do we
fail.
add? A
1d10?
Yep. Alright. So, everyone's got your luck checks. Okay. So. Gonna go ahead and turn that off. I am. Either did your luck checks. Okay, sorry, I'm a bit rusty. It's been a while.
Remembering how to DM.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. So, the rest was more uneventful than the previous one. There is no more of that weird phenomenon with your compasses and your watches. Once again, the forest doesn't look as dark around you. The fog not nearly as thick. It's more of a light mist that seems normal. The water evaporating slowly and surely as the sun slowly comes up. You don't feel any of that weirdness around you anymore. And Danny, in particular, these trees, the ones around you currently, give you a sense of relief. They look normal, they don't look odd. Something about the irregularity of it, the natural, the organic differences in them, brings you some comfort. These are not skinmarink trees. Eventually, all of you gear up, Nathan probably favoring one side over the other, as you slowly start making your way towards the right direction. Compasses are working once again, and it's quick work to look at a map and make your way over to Old Leeds. I want to ask all of you, this is what, day 3 into this adventure? We are going to start with Nathan. How is Nathan feeling about this adventure so far?
He's still, in some ways, looks like more relaxed than he does in the city. It's like he doesn't have to worry about like other people. Everybody around him like knows what's going on, knows what has happened, like so he doesn't have to pretend. So he in some ways looks more relaxed. He is very grumpy at this point though. He's hurting. He just wants to
Mm-hmm.
like make himself a cot and like pass out for 48 hours.
Yep, sounds about right. How about Elaine? It's day 3 of trudging through mud. Oh, never mind, forgot Iris. Alright, we're gonna come back to Elaine after. Evie.
I mean, Evie, when she's on a job, is very purpose driven, but she generally likes this area. It's got frogs. She's a fan of the frogs. It's away from people, and she doesn't have to pretend to be somebody that she isn't always. So she likes that. Uh, she's probably trying to ramble at Nathan to bolster his spirits as opposed to just, pelting him with facts. But I think she's a bit concerned, but overall, doing surprisingly well.
Right. If it weren't for the spooky stuff, this would be a good habitat for her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Alright, what about Rebecca?
I imagine Rebecca is like pretty, I don't know, apathetic. Like she's not happy with the situation. Like this is not where she would like to be, but she's also not suffering. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Danny?
I think even if the trees are comforting, Danny's still a bit like on edge.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially after the encounter, he's just not gonna. His guard will be up.
Makes sense. Avram.
From all of the signs that they've been seeing, he's starting to have a growing sense of unease. The closer they get to it, the more daunting the task before them seems.
Mm-hmm. All right. And rolling back to Iris. How's Elaine doing? It's like day 3 of trudging through the woods, encountering various things.
She's not doing so hot. She's not really the outdoorsy person. She's a city gal. So this is suffering.
Mm-hmm.
She is a little bit curious from the ongoings, like the getting skin ranked and all that, but also nervous from it.
Mm-hmm.
The curiosity and the concern are kind of fighting each other a little bit.
Makes sense.
Essentially, Nathan and Elaine opposite ends of the spectrum right now.
I'll run with a growing sense of dread. Alright. So, this part of your journey, despite the fact that all of you know that you're nearing your destination and, well, who knows what you're going to find, this is probably the most peaceful part when it comes to what you encounter. There isn't much. Even the ground itself starts to get easier to traverse. There are still roots from trees, making it a little difficult. You have to step over them, or else you might trip over them. But there's not that much standing water. The mud is easier to get through. It's starting to dry out in certain areas. The trees are actually growing back and are a bit fuller in this area, so the sunlight shining through, it does light up the area. It is illuminated, but it's not glaring in your eyes. And eventually, all of you see down a slight incline as you start to make your way down the edges of buildings. You see charred wood and some brick and stone. You guys have finally reached Old Leeds.
Is it just burned or is it overgrown?
Both.
Both.
It's burned, it's overgrown, things are just breaking and in ruins. It's clear no one's ever been here in a long time. And I have a map. It's small. The area that you're in,
We're gonna have to drag our tokens on there.
Rip, here I
We're
thought.
already on there. Oh, wait,
You
no,
can't
we
move.
can't move. Yeah.
Fucking Rip. I forgot to give control, I guess. Alright. So. Yeah. You see the edges of the small town. It's very old. The bricks all kind of overgrown and deteriorating. Some of it's crumbling. You see holes in various walls. You see evidence of just scorched wood, charred and crumbling, but then wet from rain, kind of making this weird gray mud in the area.
And a giant oak in the middle of town.
Yep. Giant oak in the middle of town. You see, it looks like it's grown. since you'd probably assume since the town got abandoned, looking at it doesn't make sense for there to be an oak there. As more and more of the woods took over the town, it become kind of wild. What do you all do?
Nathan's gonna make sure that he's racked up a couple of salt shotgun shells.
Can we see
Reload check.
anything?
Hmm?
Can we see anything on the tree from this far or no?
You'd have to go closer.
Let's see. Check that out.
Nathan just kind of like heads side to side for a second. How, for these buildings, are they so damaged and decayed that there doesn't look like there's any second floors on anything, or are there clearly some second floor windows and shit?
There's some. Not many. You can't really tell from here how stable they are.
And from here, the path and kind of old road in front of us, is there any signs of movement or people or anything of the like?
I'm going to track roll.
Okay. Track. I'm supposed to be good at that. That's a crit success.
You roll what? No fucking way.
Dope.
How? Okay, this is like. I swear to God, if Evie rolls a crit success on her next check, if this shit happens again. Okay, Nathan, where are you looking?
It's just kind of like looking at like the road ahead and like the paths up to
Mm-hmm.
these houses that are close enough for him to see.
Okay. So, Nathan, as you look, trying to look for what tracks, right? Trying to see where people have gone.
Yeah, if there's tracks or signs of movement
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
Mm-hmm. At first, it's really hard to spot. Because there's these little ditches that are kind of just like carved into the ground. You'd assume from some old, like, carriage that went through. So you try to write that off as like, oh, that's just left over from the town. It's just, the beaten path. But it's a little inconsistent. And you stop and you think for a second and you look closer. Those are not wheel marks from a carriage. As you get closer, you're able to see that those little small ditches in the ground are claw marks that are just so wide and long that they just carved a solid foot at a time through the mud. And it looks like it's happened so often that it looks natural. There's plants that have grown in the area. And you see these claw marks are kind of all over the place. You're all standing in what looks like a pathway. It looks like they've gone into the house, down each of the roads, towards each and every building, circling the tree. If I could compare it to something, you know how polar bears have giant fucking claws?
Mm-hmm.
Twice that.
Jesus. Like, Elaine makes a suggestion, and like Nathan just kind of like holds up a hand and kind of does like patting the air of like, wait, and takes a few steps forward and kind of looks around. And you see like the scan first, like, okay, I'm not noticing anything. Then you see a double take and a squint, and slowly another step or two forward and kind of crouching down. And you can see him honing in on the ruts. And then, like, there's a moment of consideration, and then you see him, like, reach a hand out, almost measuring it. And immediately, if you can imagine, like, if Nathan was a cat, the fucking back would arch and all the fucking hair would be standing on end immediately. And he just kind of looks over his shoulder and will look at Danny and kind of jerk his head towards the tracks before he looks at everybody else in a very like quiet tone, like very purposely, like trying to make sure his voice does not carry. There is something very big here.
I think that when he says that, Evie's eyes light up a little bit, and she there's a set of tracks, right, with extremely large claws.
Mm-hmm.
Just the claw marks.
Yep,
Mm.
there aren't any footprints. Because, I mean, Evie would also be able to tell that, oh, probably why there's no footprints, because it's old. It's really old. The only thing that are left are the claws that dug little ruts into the ground everywhere.
Can she determine anything from looking at them?
Gonna have to roll me one of your sciences.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a biology?
I do have biology.
Can
Take a
I
biology.
aid with this?
Yes, you can. You get
So
a bonus die.
Awesome.
Yep. An extreme success. You know what? If it was another crit, I would have lost my shit.
I would have. I'm tempted. It's only 14 luck.
It's only 14 luck, but you don't.
No.
You don't know.
Okay, I won't do it. But
You
still
can.
an extreme.
I will give you more if you do it.
Oh, now that's tempting.
The better the result, the more information I'll give you.
Yeah, you know what? Why not? Sure, I'll spend 14 luck. I think that's 41.
I love that you guys use your luck. It's great. All right, Evie. So, you're looking at the claw marks, and with Nathan's help pointing out each and every bit, and because these things are everywhere. At one point, it gets kind of hard to tell like what direction they're even going in because there's just so many, all going in various directions. But eventually, you're able to find a set that's a bit separated from the other. Call it like right over here. And Evie, you are smart enough to know that mammals, land animals, not your strong suit, but you do know them. You had to take the courses. They were requirements. And with Nathan's help with measuring how far apart certain things are, you're able to actually use some of your botany. And judging by what plants are growing in the ruts, you're able to tell how old they are. So you can pair what sets were made at the exact same time. And Evie, you were able to piece together that whatever made these is massive. It's bigger than any bear you ever heard of. It's larger than a car, really. And judging by how the claws dug deep into the mud and actually hit the rock beneath it and still carved into that rock, just casually while walking, Evie, you can tell that whatever this is, it is huge and probably big enough to eat someone whole, and is also incredibly strong to the point where it can carve through rock just by walking over it. Evie, you know that if you get caught by this thing, chances are at least someone is going to die.
Does she have a sense for if these are like raptor claws or perhaps lizard claws or mammalian?
Probably closer to raptor.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be your closest approximation. They're more raptor, reptilian in nature. Honestly, the closest thing you probably think for how they're shaped is like rooster spurs.
Oh,
We're about to fight a giant fucking rooster, and I'm not happy about it.
roosters will fuck you up, so.
I don't like them.
They're also like living dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
They're jackasses, is what they are.
That's also true.
But yeah.
I think as Evie studies all of this, she is slowly getting more and more excited, and it's very hard to peel her away from this. Even as she should be growing more concerned, she's extremely not doing that. And so she turns back to the party and has the good sense to not shout. But she does say at like a normal speaking volume.
As soon as she says one word at a normal volume, she will get just like smacked in the arm.
So
not even being
she
gentle, it's like whap. No.
So she gets out this and then whap. Over here. She gestures for everybody to huddle.
Group huddle.
Benny will join the huddle. He's very confused.
Elaine, are you joining the huddle?
Yeah, I said group huddle.
Elaine, join the huddle.
Look at the
Join the huddle.
20.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were still in this area.
So Evie squats down and will point out various small little features of the tracks as she is talking here. What we are dealing with is a very exciting discovery, unlike most things I've ever encountered before, although I will say it bears a striking similarity to a rooster, of all things. But a rooster unlike any you've ever seen before, about as large as a car, or perhaps even larger than that. Strong as Hercules himself. Look here, do you see the way that it's cutting through directly to the rock, even leaving indentations in some parts of it? Whatever this is, it's large enough to eat someone whole. I suppose it would be untoward to say that I'm... Well, at any rate, it's a fate we should avoid.
There is just a very level look at Evie's direction. The consideration of what he should or should not say.
There's a smile from Evie. She's acing this in her head.
At least she didn't say she was excited. Not directly.
She drew back at the last possible second.
There's just a small little like wave to try and get Evie and Nathan's attention from Benny. He looks nervous the more and more Evie spoke. So, do we have a plan for what we're trying to do here before we get caught?
That is a above the table refresher that we need to discuss as a group. We are going after a witch, correct? As far as we are aware.
Yep, a witch
A
that may or
ghost
may not
witch.
be a ghost.
So, would somebody in the group, or did we already establish that somebody in the group had an idea of what to do should we come across the spirit and or what we need to be looking for?
Yes.
Like,
We do
Autumn
know
and
that
Lane?
she was buried,
Yeah.
and that may be where she's sort of centralized. We know that there's a ritual she's doing, and it's 2 spells: one to revive a dead family member, one that summons a monster, and in theory, it's going to summon a child as a devil. And so we, on 2 hands, would be either look for the burial site or look for the ritual site, which may not be the same place.
Okay. Because I was about, like, my first instinct is, like, fucking find the body, salt, and burn, but I was like, that's supernatural. I don't know if that's applicable here. my
It's not a bad
supernatural TV
idea.
show, like, knee-jerk reaction, salt and burn the body.
It's not a bad idea. We still would need to deal with the ritual, which may or may not be in progress.
Okay.
And messing up the ritual can cause an explosion.
Yes,
If
or
I
it could
remember correctly.
yes, it could do that, or suck us all into hell.
Yeah.
Fun.
So I vote body first.
All
I
right, so
also-
we're
Oh.
after you.
I think if I remember correctly, I'm trying to find it in my notes. It was mentioned that it may be possible to sway the results of like canceling the spell or whatever. But we'd have to get more, like, see it in person to get more information, I think is what was said.
Yeah, we did find the symbols, well, Avram did, and those may be usable, or the principle of them may be usable on that. We do know that a very small thing can disrupt the ritual, that it doesn't need to be much. We just need to be careful about what happens when we do.
Yeah.
Okay. While you're all huddled here, I'd like all of you to roll me a listen check.
Fucking right before Nathan was about to get everybody, like, Nathan was about to assign. So many failures. So many failures. What?
That makes perfect sense for Evie. She's probably still describing things in detail right now.
Okay. Come on, Nathan.
Yeah, that's failure for us.
Okay.
That's a success from Nathan. I don't know what type of success. Let me see. Let me do this just so I can see what my levels are. I'm gonna spend 3, make it a hard.
Okay. So everyone except Nathan, which is, I guess everyone is just trapped in Evie's lecture.
We're stun locked.
This is an unskippable cutscene.
Unskippable cutscene. But Nathan's heard it already. Or heard enough of it that he's able to tune out. You know, I feel like Nathan, of all the people here, has mastered being able to only listen to half of what Evie's saying.
Mm-hmm.
So he can still focus while still kind of semi-paying attention before she does something unhinged.
And he also has the benefit, she's talking about animals.
Mhm.
He knows about animals. Not like she does, but he knows what he needs to know about animals.
In fact, she's talking about mammals right now, so he knows even more. Right. Nathan, with a hard success, there's a bit of wind that kind of passes by that just kind of flutters in everyone's clothing as they're all huddled up. Enough to make you just shift a little bit, kind of turn away from it, kind of block it a little bit with your back so it doesn't get into your coat. It's short lived, but Nathan, in that same breeze, you're able to hear a voice. It's soft. It's a woman's voice. And it kind of sounds like singing. Little hum. You can't quite place the tune.
His head immediately whips around in the direction, and in the same movement, hand comes up to cover Evie's mouth.
This has happened enough that Evie does stop. Looks around, like, with her eyes.
Alright. Want everyone to roll me a spot hidden? Well, does Nathan say anything?
He's clearly, I don't know that he says anything. He's clearly
Mhm.
looking in a direction like he heard something, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it would be easy to know, like, he heard something and is looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll take some spot hiddens. Danny, let's go!
I also have a hard. Let's go, Rangers.
Rangers!
That is a 100 for me, boss.
Damn.
Oof!
You hear nothing. You hear jack shit.
Get something stuck in my eye.
Oh, that wind just kicked up some dust, man. Oh, man, no, your allergies. You're allergic.
Oh, that's cigarettes.
Side effect from chain smoking your way over here. Alright. So, Nathan, you have the source of the sound, so you're able to look in the right direction. And you're just able to spot this. And Danny, this actually just kind of works out. Nathan's looking in this direction, and also, it's in Danny's token's peripherals. What the two of you see is, Nathan still hears this, by the way. It's just the soft humming of this tune you can't really place. But Nathan and Danny, both of you are able to spot this apparition, almost. It's wispy. It's transparent. It's almost as if the fog itself is starting to condense around a figure. Looks humanoid, and as the humming starts to get a little louder, it's able to take shape into a woman. You can see long hair drifting down her back, with her dress kind of wisping away behind her as she walks toward this area. Token layer. Over here. All the way on the right. So Danny and Nathan spot this first. Now, for reactions, are you guys going to continue to stand there? Are you guys going to move out of the way and hide? Are you guys going to do something else?
Is she, like, walking in our direction?
She's kind of following the path, so yeah.
And is this a house, or, like, what is a smaller building?
Like a little shed.
Well, I'm gonna stick with the true Nathan fashion, because he's already got his fucking one hand over Evie's mouth. It just moves, grabs her shoulders, and she is being dragged towards the shed.
Yep. She's going along with it.
Okay, so if you guys are going to try and hide, I will need stealth rolls. Ooh,
Hey.
Oh, Danny!
Danny!
Damn.
The boy.
God damn. Huh?
That is a 90 from me, boss.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Matt.
Another hard success for Nathan.
Okay. So what we're gonna do here is everyone who failed
Can
is...
I say that at least Evie passed? Because Nathan
No.
is just like taking her
No.
bodily.
No.
Oh. It was a hard success though.
Well, yeah, Nathan's fine.
Oh.
I guess at some point he drops, like, they hit a root or something, and he drops
Yeah.
Evie, and Evie
Mhm.
says something.
Yeah, there's a root that trips them up a little bit. He's able to take her hands off her just for a second. So, let's see. We have Elaine, we have Evie, and we have Rebecca that failed. Let me see if Benny failed. Yeah, he did.
And Avram. Avram really failed.
And Avram really failed. Okay, so you have Elaine. I'm just separating you guys so I can remember. Benny, Avram, Evie. It's just in time Nathan is able to get inside the shed door, just out of sight. Unfortunately, Evie did not quite make it. Danny, critical success on fucking hiding. Danny just fucking vanishes. Like, Charlie, can you explain to me where Danny is hiding? That he's just perfectly hidden.
We are in the trees, boss.
Did you climb them or are you behind it?
We
Turned
climb it.
into monkey up the tree.
Hey, not again.
That's where I live.
I respect that he's undeterred.
Yeah, you know what? Props to that. Alright. So, Nathan was able to make it into the shed. Unfortunately, they got jostled just enough that Evie and him got separated. Danny is in a tree somewhere. The only evidence that he was even there is just 2 leaves floating as they fall from the tree. The rest of you all scrambling to hide aren't quite successful, as this figure fully materializes, still semi-translucent in the distance. But you hear the voice as clear as if she were right in front of you. As she calls out, "And why are all of you here?"
If nobody stops her, Evie will respond.
I'm curious about what she's going to say.
I want to stop her, but Nathan's hidden. Nathan knows he's hidden.
I mean, we're just travelers. We're just hiking.
That's
We're
not
just
what she's going to say.
travelers.
That is absolutely
Okay.
not what she is going to say.
But then Elaine will poke her head. Like, I still imagine she's the type of person to stand behind everyone.
Upside down, hiding behind something.
That was okay. I did that when Evie was all like, "Yeah, it eats people whole."
Yep.
And then Elaine did
It's like-
accent.
Yep. I can't flip her back upside down because it's covered. But anyways, yeah, no, Elaine will speak to her and just say, we are just actors.
You can kind of hear the footsteps come closer, which doesn't quite make sense because you all know that this is all mud and it's dirt. However, you can hear footsteps as if it's on tile. Heels starting to click, click, click. And as this literal ghost shows up and is across the way, I'm gonna need sanity checks.
So everyone or everyone that's not hidden?
Well, Nathan and Danny did still see it. So it's just seeing a ghost is what the sanity check is for.
Damn it. We're gonna have a TPK tonight, man. This is not good rolls, people.
They really aren't.
That
Alright,
is
everyone.
a
So-
90 me boss.
Oh my god, off.
I passed.
What
Alright.
is? Can we use luck on sanity checks?
Nope.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Everyone who fails takes 1 sanity. Everyone who passed, don't lose any. And make sure to keep track. You know what? We'll get to that later, honestly. It's too late. Also, the day's just started.
All the shit
Fun
that
fact.
we have passed too.
Yeah. Because, fun fact, for every in-game day, if you lose a total of 1/5 of your current sanity, you go into a bout of madness. Or if you lose 5 or more in one fell swoop. But since the day just restarted, you don't have to worry about that. For just this one if you lose it. Alright. So, what did Elaine say?
We're just hikers.
We're just hikers. You can hear the click, click, click of the shoes on mud, really. As you start stepping closer and closer. 5. Five hikers, yeah. Did you get lost?
We may have gotten a bit turned around, but I think our compasses are working again.
It's a bit unfortunate not having things work. And, Elaine, I'm gonna need you to roll me a fast talk.
Okay. Okay. Fast talk, fast talk, fast talk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll note that for
Damn.
the 5 that are spotted, it sounds like she's speaking right in front of you. However, for Danny and Nathan, you guys don't have that same phenomenon. You can still hear her clearly. But it's not as if she's right in front of you like it is for the others. Fast talk. Okay, so a success.
I'll actually spend the 3 luck to make it a hard, just in case.
Okay. Well, I. So that's a hard success?
Yes.
Let me double check here. Because I'm looking at the math correctly, I think she might have beat you out for that.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're just hikers, right? Get a little turned
Yep.
around?
Got a little turnaround.
That is interesting. Considering I have this place so hikers cannot find it. So what are you really doing here?
Elaine is gonna double down. It's like, I do not know how you would prevent us from getting here. We just got a bit lost.
You gonna push the roll?
Yeah, I'll push it.
Yeah? You're gonna push the roll? Okay. Roll it again. We can test it again. Holy
Damn.
shit.
You know, I'm spending it. I'm spending it. It's crit.
You're spending. God damn. Why can't. Can you just take some of this luck and just hand it over to Avram? Who has not rolled below a 90 so
Just
far?
leave me to die. I am so sick from smoking.
Hmm.
I'll even be a brave Elaine and take a step forward in front of the group. Like, yeah, I'm telling the truth right now. I'm not, but I'm telling the truth right now, and that's what you're gonna believe.
Okay. Well, critical success. You're just hikers. She takes another step forward, and then she stops. She stares. And Elaine, you feel this icy chill start from the tip of your cute little beret and start going down your spine, hitting each and every single vertebrae, down to the very bottom of your shoe. But she doesn't move as she stares Elaine down. And you hear the voice kind of let out a sigh, as if she's a little tired. Each of you that have been spotted kind of feel the little bit of iciness from the gaze kind of hit the edge of your skin. Do you know that feeling of when you step outside and it's really cold, it's sub-zero, and you forgot your gloves, so it kind of stings a little bit? That's kind of what it feels like as she looks at all of you. Those that aren't in a tree or in a shed. So you're just hikers here?
Me.
You best be on your way then. It's not good for anyone to be here for much longer.
Why is that? The town looks very nice. These
Very
are very interesting buildings.
This town is anything but nice.
Depends on who you ask.
There is a small, again, iciness, Elaine, that you feel on your spine. And in a blink,
fuck.
she's in front of you. It does depend on who you ask. You see, not everyone is aware of the real history of this town. Not everyone's lived in it. Not everyone's died in it. Not everyone has the luxury of just wandering in, having no attachment to the place.
Was that going to tell us more?
Can you repeat that? Couldn't quite catch it.
Are you offering to tell us more?
Stops for a second. Now, I have a question for the rest of everyone. What are all of you doing? What's the vibe as Elaine kind of digs herself a little hole and is just riding this lie that, oh, they're just the coincidence. Oops.
I think Evie is very intently staring at this woman, very intently, and looks like she's about to burst.
She's right fucking there. She's right fucking. Is there ectoplasm? Can I collect it?
Yeah,
you notice?
yeah. There's a lot of things she wants to say. She's not saying any of them, but she's staring very intensely.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Charlie, what's that? That D20.
Me trying to determine if Danny gets jump scared.
Does he?
I think he definitely jumps, but he doesn't fall out of the tree.
You're in luck. Because a little shake that you do on the branch alerts a bird. And the bird flies away, as if the bird got startled and is made the leaves move, not you. She stares at Elaine, and Elaine, if bones can get frostbite before flesh can, that's probably what it feels like for you. It doesn't do any damage, but it is so uncomfortable. It's making your bones crawl, not your skin. Which is something you've never really felt before.
Is it a physical coldness or more of a mental coldness?
I do not follow.
Like, there's a saying of, like, bone deep cold kind of thing, where, like, literally it's just a coldness you can't get to go away. That's more physically. But mentally, more of, like, being creeped out is more what I'm saying.
I'd say both.
A bit of both. Both? Okay.
Yeah, it's the coldness just because ghost, and also because targetedness about it. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Elaine does not handle the cold well at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she shivers a bit and, I don't know, tries to cover her arms a little. It's like, so you happen to know a place where we could rest? It's a bit chilly. We want to be mum.
What the fuck?
What was that?
I'm not answering this question.
Whose villain laugh was that?
Is that Michael?
Danny, is that you?
It was Michael.
Oh, I wish I could soundbite that. Alright. Fuck. Shit. Alright, spooky ghost. Right, okay.
Yeah, the intent here, to be clear, is she's trying to, distract her and also be like, okay, move us along so our other people in hiding can go do shit. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she doesn't give a shit about Elaine being cold.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. As there's just a slight, roll of the eye at Elaine being cold, as if like, get over it. She stares down each of the people that she can see. You do feel that same cold chilliness as she scans you all. In my experience, people don't like to hear the truth if it doesn't agree with.
People don't like to know the truth if they don't agree with it. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Even if someone does not care for it, it is still the truth, no?
It even is the truth. I have my truth. They have theirs. And she kind of walks a bit over here. And she looks at the three women. Evie, Elaine, Rebecca. There's a side eye towards Avram and Benny. Have any of you noticed how celebrated men are for mediocrity?
Oh, yes, absolutely, I have.
This is nothing new.
Have you noticed that if a woman is well read, she's called a witch?
Now, I cannot say I've been called a witch terribly many times in my life. However, it must be said that men seem rather recalcitrant to address me by my proper title.
And Evie, as you start talking, she turns to you, and there's just like this look of like, ah, yes, understanding. Can roll me a psychology, any of you, if you'd like.
I think Avram has that, right?
Avram should have that.
Avram,
Yes, he does.
please. Okay, Rebecca, let's go.
I mean, we'll see what 90 number I roll here. Oh, it's actually a 10.
Hey.
Hey!
That's extreme, isn't it, for you?
He has higher psychoanalysis than psychology, so that's just a hard.
Alright. So with hard successes here, Rebecca and Avram, you can see that she's favoring the women of the party. Because she herself
You don't say.
is one. Yeah, you don't fucking say. However, as she hears Evie, she hears the accent, and you see the quirk of like, oh shit, another British person. So she likes that neither of the people that have spoken so far are American. Both of you can see that she does. So far, she is favoring people that are not American in their accent so far. So, Rebecca, do with that what you will.
Haven't spoken yet. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
One and a
Foreign,
half
but I am-
Americans in this group.
I am foreign, but I am also a man.
So it would you'd only have one against you instead of two.
She might hate Russians. Most people do.
But because if what is it? You guys might remember in your research arc of this, one of the things against this family was that they were loyalists.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she turns, and I forgot the last thing that was said.
I think it was
Evie was
Evie.
talking about, yeah.
Evie
Yeah.
was talking about her doctorate.
Yeah, right. And she kind of puts her hands behind her back, kind of folding them on the small of it as she turns. Oh, and they let women have doctorates now. That's good. I always figured we'd be better at it.
Well, my dear, I would hardly say they let me have a doctorate. I rather had to batter down the. Wow, I'm words. Shit, fuck, sorry.
It's very important that you're British.
You know, right? I rather had to ram my way through the doors of that storied establishment, but it was quite worth it.
Saya Austin. Doorbells getting in.
Of course there are. Because to a lot of people, it's just a woman's job to be a hassle, isn't it?
Things have advanced a slight bit, but there are still many a place where that's true. I hope you don't mind my asking this, but that wispiness about your person, can I examine it?
She turns to look at Evie. And roll me a persuade.
Persuade?
To see how well asking this question goes.
Can I interest you in charm?
Charm. I'll allow it because Evie being a woman in British is very helpful.
A woman British and with the title?
Mm-hmm. I will allow a charm.
All right.
A success. And Evie, she looks at you, and there's a slight tilt of the head. And she says, "Oh, respectfully, Doctor, I don't really feel like being prodded at."
There's a clear war on Evie's face. Because what she wants to say is, oh, there won't be any prodding involved. I'll just look very closely. But the sense does kick in. Ah, yes, well, that's very understandable then. Do forgive me for asking, but one must always take an opportunity, isn't that so?
Opportunities are good, and you should take them when you see them. But I am just tired of being examined and scrutinized for every single thing that goes wrong.
Wrong? Oh dear, who said anything about wrongness?
She kind of stops and kind of turns, and with one hand kind of gestures. For one, this entire town is full of backwoods people who are just uncultured and hateful and only really view women as a means to offspring.
I am so tempted to say, well, yes, we're in New Jersey.
Fuck you. First of all,
that long pause was me not saying that. Iris, does Elaine have something she would like to chime in with here? Or should Evie keep talking?
I have a thought, but I'm trying to word it. So you can continue if you'd like.
spun
Okay.
around looking a different direction.
So, this entire town is full of backward people who see women as only a means to an end, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, go on.
I thought of something.
Oh.
Well, if that is the case, so you're not very smart though, then, no? We are way more capable.
No, they're not. Especially because learning how to read and just being proud of being educated gets you labeled as a witch. So no, they're not that intelligent. And she turns and stops here. She's facing the group here. She does glance every now and then at Rebecca. What's Rebecca doing?
She's not moved. She's not
Mhm.
said a word. She's just
Mhm.
watching the entire situation.
Mm-hmm.
She probably does have one hand on a hip and the other on her holster.
Yep. Ready? In case shit goes down.
Question though,
Mm-hmm.
to maybe, I don't know, I would leave it up to Cody, but if like uh Evie having a title is impressive and getting a mark in this witch's book as a good thing, if like Rebecca has her badge on her belt or something where it can be seen, it might also count in Rebecca's favor.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
It could. This woman is a feminist.
I mean,
She
she
might
does.
make pops.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I'm worried about is like
Mhm.
authority / law with like witches typically don't jive, but like I think we established Rebecca kind of keeps her badge like on her belt,
Mhm.
so it is probably visible, but she's not saying anything.
I'll say there are like points both deducted and added on for Rebecca.
Equals out.
Yeah. You're in the net neutral. Mostly you're kind of mostly in the positive for the most part because woman. Like woman counts for a lot of points. All right. And right, where was I? Yeah, she turns and she looks and she kind of stares down Avram and Benny. And I do hope that neither of you two are the ones in charge here.
Elena laughs.
No, it was
I didn't catch that, Matt?
not supposed.
Your audio's cutting out.
Is it?
Yeah. You said, I don't suppose, and then it stopped.
Mm. Suppose that we are. And once again, the high scrutiny lessens a bit. Because, yes, not an American. Good. Even though you're a man.
Eddie, don't you say a word.
Then he is keeping fucking quiet. He is sweating. Let me see if this man can keep his cool a little bit. Just barely able to. And she lets out a hum. Good. I am tired of seeing capable women being forced behind men who are just so mediocre and have nothing to offer.
Yeah. Okay.
That's funny, they both said,
In my head, that happens in canon. After you, Amy.
Right, they both say Dina and then stop. It's like, yes. Eve's like, the ghost should probably go first.
Yes, Evie gestures for the ghost to continue.
There's a polite nod of like, thank you. Do you know how this place burned down?
The record says there was some sort of storm.
That certainly was a storm. They are just unaware that it was me. I was the storm that ravaged this town. There is something I want to teach all of you, or most of you. Some of you are full of potential, others not so much. Is that revenge is something that can be very fulfilling. It's something that can bring you warmth and comfort. It's something that can fuel you, really, for I'm not quite sure how long it's been. And the key to for revenge is to weaponize what you're angry about in the first place. Are you taking notes?
Lane will pull out her pad because she has one.
Yes, good. It's gonna nod of like, yes, good, take notes.
Evie also taking notes in her pad.
Turns to look at Rebecca. Rebecca. Pointed look.
Act interested.
Pull out your fucking detective notepad.
So as they are doing their own notes, and she turns to look at Rebecca. Rebecca was not, but she will pull out her notepad.
Yes,
and
good.
Begin doodling.
Good. This woman was not expecting to start a lecture on how to seek revenge 101. But you know what? Thriving. Flourishing.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there somewhere nearby that is capable of sitting down? That
Probably
is
a
not
rock.
in this line of sight?
There's probably I mean there's a little wall ledge here. There's a little bench over there.
Fuck it. So like, she's taking notes or whatever, but she'll move over here. And sit down. How are they still?
Hi, Michael.
Still intently listening.
Okay, she's gonna stop you. It's like, okay, you need to sit down and take notes. You know what? Good. Studious. I like it. And she makes a gesture towards the town some more, over in this direction. She says, you see, one of the things that made me the most angry was really just being treated as cattle. Popping out a child every year, more or less on the dot. not having a choice to be a professional in the country I didn't even want to go to. And for being educated, being ridiculed and called a witch and blamed for things that weren't my doing at all, really. You see, the interesting thing about these people that are from here, these more or less swine on two legs that happen to populate this town, is that they never learn. They can never learn, really. So you must make sure to keep teaching that lesson over and over again, with no end in sight. And Avram, you see beside you here, Benny is twitching a little bit.
That's good.
You can roll
Hand
me
on
psychology
shoulder.
if you'd like to figure out a little bit more.
I can guess.
Yeah, you can kind of guess.
Wow, I actually succeeded.
Let's go. Make sure to mark off everything you guys succeed. So, Avram, with every insult she says about this town and the people that live in it, he is getting more and more agitated. And he's getting pretty close to saying something, which is not smart of him to do, given the situation. But the tea kettle is boiling.
Hand on shoulder, offer cigarette.
He'll take the cigarette.
Here, keep your mouth shut.
Light cigarette.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he'll take the cigarette, he'll take a puff out of it. He coughs a little bit, because I just imagine that for some reason Avram's cigarettes just hit different.
Well,
They're
I
a bit
was wondering if
stronger.
he didn't actually smoke, but he needs one. Like, oh.
Because like Avram wraps them himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That Russian koosh hit different.
That's more nicotine
Yeah.
than I'm used to.
yeah, because I imagine he's probably smoked a little bit. He's not really a smoker though, so that's also adding on to the cough. But you're able to keep him in check for now. And you see, she kind of stalks a little bit this way, her dress trailing behind her. And she kind of talks with her hands in a very slow and graceful way. Kind of like lightly gesturing towards things and towards the air as she talks, her hair flowing behind her. And the most important thing is to really utilize what you have in your...
Amy?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Did I cut out?
Yeah, it was having your and then
Ah,
nothing.
yes. Sorry about that. Alright, the most... Fuck, gotta backtrack. The most useful thing is to use what you have at your disposal. Now, how I like to operate is to cull my own line. See, the important thing here to realize is that you don't really need more than one child. Having more than that is excessive and is unnecessary. And having multiple 2, 3, 4, 10, 13 children is never necessary. The easiest thing to do is just to kill the youngest. The one that's been here the least amount of time is the least likely to be missed. They can be called off. Because if we are to be treated as cattle, ladies, it is important to remember that that makes your children calves. And what's the harm in culling off the youngest one when the herd is already full? And if you can just utilize your youngest one, and being well-read and being a witch makes you dangerous, well, if you're already being treated as a criminal, you might as well embrace it, shouldn't you? If you can take your youngest and you can utilize it to cull off all of the lions, that is how you have the perfect revenge that will never, ever end. Do you have any questions that I can answer?
Iris is typing.
Sorry. Throughout this thing, as at this lecture, as she continues, I imagine Elaine has looked at Evie like, "What the fuck?"
Evie doesn't actually seem that shocked. She's like, I mean, it's not like she's entertaining the thought seriously, but she's like,
Mhm.
oh, that's kind of an interesting point of view.
I mean,
Huh.
some animals do that. Hippos.
That's
for
exactly
instance.
what it is for her. It's like, oh, this is like a lot of animals do. I've been told that that's not really great for humans to do, though. Also, I'm an only child, so this is a weird situation for me. I can't imagine that.
How do you think you became an only child?
See, Elaine's the youngest in her family, so she's like, "The fuck."
You're not gonna be missed, Elaine.
Elaine has words.
All right.
Elaine, if you'd like to protest, feel free. Evie is, if not interrupted, she will probably bring up, oh yeah, some animals do that. But people shouldn't, I've been told.
I think it's Elaine's turn to be quiet.
Okay.
Wonder if it's a
I'm
good idea to ask a question.
What'd you say?
Wonder if it's a good idea to ask a question.
You can if you would
You
like.
can.
You go ahead with animals, we'll see.
What was that?
You can go ahead, we'll see.
Okay. Evie looks to the woman, and she's been listening. Again, not really showing much reaction either way, because she's heard of grody shit like this in the animal kingdom all over the place. And honestly, she's probably been a lot of places where she's heard things like this before, so she's not super shocked by this. You know, what you're saying sounds quite a bit like the practices of some animals. Particularly lions are known to be very vengeful when it comes to the prides of other lions. When one takes hold, of course, that is usually the doing of the male, but it's not entirely unheard of. However, it does bear pointing out. I'm told that we should discourage this behavior in the human world, although it was quite rampant when there were more concubines and, well, more power involved in a relationship.
She looks and she's like, okay, yes, I see. Lions. And she kind of pauses for a second. And she looks at Evie. It's like, well, maybe this would be discouraged behavior in humans. However, if we're treated as such, it's only fair turnabout to be treated in turn, right? If you're treated as an animal, it only makes sense to treat others as animals.
Well, I can certainly sympathize, but that's actually something I work quite hard at. You see, ever since I was a small girl, I've never quite seen eye to eye with most of the rest of the world. As a matter of fact, they greatly frustrate me most of the time. The people that you see here gathered today are some of the only exceptions to this. But there is something to be said for fighting those impulses to isolate oneself and to strike back. There are opportunities for learning. As a matter of fact, you might be interested to learn that there's a bit of a revival in witchcraft and spirituality as of late. A bit of a spiritualist movement. Some of the most popular people in day-to-day life are quite taken with the idea of magic.
There's like a nod of like, ah, yes, civilized discussion on this topic. Wonderful. And then a voice of Benny pipes up.
Hmm.
It's like,
You know!
Rebecca will shoot him.
like, are you both insane?
Evie will turn to him. Insane was not the word used in my evaluations, however, by some metrics.
Oh my god.
And
Raise
I,
hand.
I had to fight choking on my soda.
he's got the cigarette Avram gave him in one hand as he's just shocked and also upset and angry and horrified. He's like, you just kill just because there's too many? Two is too many? What even are you anymore? And there's another shift happening.
Oh no.
As she turns, and in a blink of an eye, she's in front of him. He has to turn to face her. And she is tall. She is large. About token size, about accurate.
Oh shit.
But yeah, she's a tall. And she looks down at him. And she stares at him for a second, and he just gulps. He's realized, oh, I should have stayed quiet. I should have stayed quiet. I should not have spoken. Oh god, oh fuck. And there is just this cold smile that spreads across her face as she reaches out a hand towards him and places it on his shoulder. Avram, you're right behind him.
Yeah.
You can see in real time that her hand doesn't truly touch his shoulder. She's not corporeal. She is a spirit. But you can see frost starting to spread on his shirt from where the contact happens. And she calls out her voice. She's staring at Benny. She calls out her voice because it becomes clear that she's talking to the three women, and also maybe Avram. And she says, and how wonderful, what a coincidence here. You see, ladies, I can actually demonstrate here. Because this is the youngest of my line currently, aren't you? And Nathan and Danny, I want both of you to roll me spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Okay.
Ooh, extreme success, Danny. Nice.
I think that's a success, regular success. Spot hidden. Yes, it's a regular
Okay.
success.
Okay. So, Nathan having a clear view from the shed, now that the ghost has moved out of line of sight, you're able to like peek out some more, right? And there's a bit of a flickering that happens to your right. Now, Danny, you've got a bird's eye view because you're in a tree still. And both of you realize that there's something on the ground. There's a lot of something on the ground, actually. And at first you think that it was, just more of the carvings, right? But you realize, no, that's not it. There's a bit of discoloration when it comes to the mud itself. Some of it's darker than other spots. And it blends in really, really well. The lines of the soot mixing in with the clay and the mud, mixing in with the tree roots itself. And Nathan, you know that there is some fuck shit that's about to happen to your right. You're not quite sure what, but there's a flicker, and you can only imagine it's some magic fuck shit. Danny, this is what you see from your bird's eye view.
Oh no.
It takes you a second to realize, but all of the dirt and the mud and the tree roots all converge to make this gigantic ritual circle in the ground, centered on this giant tree. And you can also see some flickering starting on the far end.
So she is back here though. She is no longer anywhere that like Nathan can spot.
Yeah, she is right here. She is facing towards Benny and Avram. And this is the signal here of like, shit is going to pop off because she is about to give these lovely ladies a live demonstration on how she likes to take revenge on society.
Okay. Because Nathan, I was waiting for her to fucking move so Nathan could sneak out. I think as soon as Nathan sees the flickering start, and knows that she is not in direct line of sight where she can see him,
Mm-hmm.
he just immediately pops like his like upper half out so that he can
Mm-hmm.
see. Because then I think only people that should be able to see him are Elaine and Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
And he just points directly at the tree.
Mm-hmm. Now, before we continue here, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break because I gotta use the bathroom.
5 minutes before her death. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to explain the situation a bit more candidly for what this encounter is.
All right.
I'm sorry, Danny. You're about to lose Boy Toy. don't think we're saving this one. We're doing good, Jedi. Amy's about to TPK us. About to have to make new Call of Cthulhu characters. You say that, but she has been very clear that if we die because of our own dumb bullshit, we die because of our own dumb bullshit. If only.
Hello.
I know.
All right. I just had this thought. Man, if he weren't just so New York, I feel like this ghost would love her.
This
It's
ghost
not
is
New York,
hating.
he's Haven.
Yeah, this ghost is hating. Pretty much, yeah. More or less. I didn't even think of that. Mm-hmm. It's definitely like, ah, yes. This bitch is insane.
Haven.
See, that's next Sunday.
¿Por qué no los dos?
All right.
We do not have people back. I think a couple people stepped away.
Yeah, once you have everyone back, we're gonna talk above table a little bit about this so that you guys have a clear idea here.
That we're about to die, yes. I think we understand that.
Mm-hmm.
No denying it.
Oh, I see Jedi's in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure this will be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Smiley face.
No, it's not.
A hero point? You know what? Yeah, sure. You can all have a hero point.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, it does nothing in this system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. Sorry. You did try. It's fine. Everything is gonna be fine.
Hello?
They're gonna survive.
I don't
It
know
just
about
might
that, Chief.
It just might be a little difficult. Oh, I am so mad.
Mm.
I fucked up the rune thing.
You fucked up the rune thing?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
I accidentally left the outside border.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Because I cut it out, made it a PNG, recolored it, and I guess there was just the smallest little bit at the tail edge of it when I recolored it.
What's funny is that certain sections of it are close enough to the color of the map that you don't see
Mm-hmm.
them. So it's only the
Mm-hmm.
corners that you see.
Right? Odd. It's fine. Everything's fine. It chalked up the corners. Yep. Exactly. Drawing circles is hard. You know, that's why it's a perfect circle. It's because they had the corners to guide them.
Now, if we each stand in a corner, we can take over the circle.
If you want to take it over, you can. Oh no. Okay. Accidentally closed Discord. Drawing circles in one go? Goddamn. I can't.
Yeah, again, if we
Alright.
work by supernatural logic, just like fucking up the outer edge of the circle breaks it and it doesn't work.
We will get to that whenever we have everybody. Which I know we have Z.
Oh,
We have an Kira. I see a Charlie in Twitch chat.
Charles!
I'm here.
Hello. Do we
Hi.
have Matt?
Yep.
Cody.
I'm here.
Iris?
Yep.
Alright, so we're all back. Sweet. Alright. So things are starting to kick off. Now, I just want to say, I adore this party so much. I did not think that interaction would go in that direction. So honestly, good on you guys, because at the moment, 4 of the party members are more or less safe from her unless they directly fuck with her. So
It's the 2 that she doesn't that are there and Benny that are in danger.
Yep. So until y'all fuck with her, or fuck with her ritual, y'all are pretty much safe. So, we're gonna shift gears here a little bit, because this does have a mechanic, and I want to make sure that it's clearly conveyed. Because again, I am trying my hardest to teach you guys that this is not a system where you want to fight everything, because that will lead to your death. And after this arc, now that we have Avram and Danny more settled in, the kid gloves will be coming off. So, how this is actually going to work, unless you guys just don't just want to just find out in-game in real time, I'm more than happy to just run it. If you guys want, I can slow it down and explain this a little bit.
Honestly, I'd prefer explain because I don't remember what we know and don't know right now. It's been too long.
Okay. Well, I don't hear any arguments for not explaining.
I agree.
Okay. Go to my GM layer real quick. Layer. So, this little symbol here is effectively the flickering that Nathan and Danny both saw. Effectively, how this is going to work is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9 of these runes here. And each one is effectively going to get powered up. And it is going to be onto the players to sabotage each rune to effectively have it not get powered up. Because what this is going to do, because of all the research that you've done, all the studying that you've done, what you found out about her via monologue, if this ritual is completed, it is going to summon the Jersey Devil, and that is a fail state. Because you guys do know its weakness. You guys know that it's weaker to salt and to fire, and that if you scold it, it'll make it hesitate. However, above table, that is going to be enough time for you to effectively try and run away. You guys will not be able to beat this thing in a fight. So the goal here is to stop it from being summoned in the first place. Does everyone understand?
So the goal is to try and stop the ritual. If the ritual goes through, there's a small chance of us being able to run away from the devil because we know what its weaknesses are, but not actually kill it. Okay.
Yes. You guys know enough about it that if it does get through, you guys are probably going to be able to run away and survive it. But if you guys try and fight it, you probably will not survive. That's what I was trying to convey with it being just large and strong. Right? Yeah, but due to your research, you're going to be able to get away from it. But the goal here is to not have it show up in the first place. So, I'm going to be signaling with these little halo things that this part of it is charging up, and it is going to be a skill check to effectively disable it. And failing said skill check is going to deal damage. Again, the explosion. Failing it royally is probably going to cause other bad shit, aka get sucked into hell. The skill checks will vary depending on what it is and who the person is.
Okay, so another question. for
Mhm.
understanding how you're wanting to construct the mechanics.
Mhm.
Are we supposed to be targeting the ones that are getting powered up?
Yes.
So I can't just go to this one right here that might theoretically be the last one and fuck that up preemptively.
You can try. However, doing that is effectively going to ensure that the ones that are getting powered up are going to get powered up. Once it's powered up, you can't turn it off. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's like, as it's powered up, it's getting charged to 100. If it gets to 100, it's just going to be on. And then the next one is going to start charging up. You can try and preemptively disable some of them, but the ones that are currently charging are going to get through. So that is a good strategy.
From what we've read, do we know what a partial success of the ritual is?
From what you guys did a lot of research. So a partial success of the ritual will effectively tamper with it. It'll either have the explosion or it'll have the suck back in. Or it could be something else entirely, like a not fully formed Jersey Devil. One of those three options would probably be if only some of them got through.
So she was going to do this anyway, but with what
Yes.
she's been saying with Benny, is he necessary for this now?
For the ritual, no. Effectively, she likes to summon the Jersey Devil, her youngest child, and then send it to go and kill off her descendants. It just so happens there's one right here. It can just be killed right here in front of you, and not over in town. So he's not necessary for the ritual.
Oh. Yup. Okay.
You okay?
I'm remembering things I have.
All right. Now that we all understand what the circle does, Deborah's role in this is to make sure the ritual doesn't get fucked with. That is what she is going to be doing. And I'm going to be homebrewing some stuff in. So, effectively transferring like legendary actions from 5e into this. Right. Do we have any other questions on the mechanics for what this is?
I imagine we will find more questions as we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems clear enough so far.
Okay, cool. Whoops. Don't want that. Okay. Oh, whoops. Initiative.
That's what I'm assuming you're wanting if you're pulling up the fucking turn order.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to roll it. I already have it. It's just, everyone's decks.
Yeah, but so that we can actually see it, because right now we only see the two ladies.
Oh, fucking... Alright, hold on. Let me...
So it'd just be easier for everybody to click their token
Clear
and
it.
roll their shit.
Yeah, let me clear it. And roll it back.
You can see it, we can't.
I forgot. Yep, everyone go ahead and roll initiative. get it on the board.
Where is it on the sheet?
Combat. First
And then
box.
it's dexterity to turn tracker.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I was wondering, like, wait, where there's an initiative button? Yeah. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you speedy motherfuckers. We don't have an Elaine.
What are
You
you
don't have
talking
a
about?
relay.
You didn't click your
I
token.
clicked it. Oh, I thought it popped up, but
Here we go.
Yeah, click
You're
your
on
token
there.
first. There we go. It's not the fastest.
Still faster than both Nathan and Avram.
kind of realizing our party is actually pretty fast, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
Two that
Okay.
were built to be kind of
No.
big and broad are not fast. Rebecca, you have
Alright.
been pointed in the correct direction.
Okay.
So,
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah.
You first.
right. I changed the tune up a little here. Because this conversation has, at the split moment, changed and shifted from a lecture to a live demonstration as she gets her cold hand hovering right on Benny's shoulder. Wait, did I move her? Yeah, here she is. She's right here. And there's a flickering in the distance as Nathan, you see a light at some point. Danny, you realize that this is a giant fucking ritual, and one of the runes is starting to light up. Nathan, you're able to just in time get Elaine and Rebecca's attention. Rebecca, shit's about to pop off. You're trained in this. You're a cop. You know when shit's about to pop off.
Kenny!
That's it.
Muted?
That's all you get.
No, I was just waiting.
Yeah.
So okay, I perhaps
Well-
I didn't hear something correctly. So how do we stop them from popping off? Like that part wasn't clear. Are we
So-
supposed to figure that out in combat?
So effectively, what this ritual is going to do, every little rune is going to light up.
Okay, yeah, I got that part. But how
Yeah,
do we
okay.
stop them from lighting up?
You have to go up to them and sabotage them somehow.
Yeah, you
But
figure
we
it out.
don't know how to sabotage them.
No.
Above table, it is going to be a skill check when you get up there.
Oh,
Depending on
right.
what you're trying
Okay.
to do.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to actively try to stop us from doing that.
Yes.
Cool.
So right now, she is kind of focused on Benny because she has more or less taken Rebecca, Elaine, Avram, and Evie on as students. And right now she's focused on like, yes, good, let me turn on the oven, because I'm about to roast this guy. So for her, this is kind of like preheating. She's turned it on.
And I will also point out, because I saw you measuring, just as a reminder, right here is a giant fucking oak tree.
Right.
So you see glowing from either side of the oak tree.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of us being on the initiative order, would it still be possible to distract her?
Define distractor. Like, do you just mean, like, try and get her attention away from Benny? Do you mean...
Yeah, my first thought was somebody asking if she could explain how this works, since she's teaching us, to get her talking at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, I would say that can use your turn, essentially.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking of having Evie do something like that.
Mm-hmm. But I will say that, as of right now, her 4 students are more or less safe until she notices them fucking with the ritual. Then shit will pop off. So yeah, you can definitely spend your turn distracting her if you want.
And how does movement work?
So, it's very nebulous. Your movement speed is mostly for tracking during a chase scene, which is its own mechanic.
About how
For-
far do you think Rebecca could run in a few seconds?
I was gonna say, because we have a map, take your movement speed times 5. That's how much feet you can move.
Movement speed. What's our movement speed
The movement rate in combat.
in combat?
Is that
Oh,
what you're
okay.
talking about, Amy? The movement
Yep.
rate?
So
Yeah.
40. Boop.
All right. Now, are you trying to like slink away without being noticed?
I think she would be less like stealthy about it and more just like inconspicuous about it. So like not she's trying to not be noticed, but that she doesn't have like any kind of like motive.
Ulterior
She's just kind of
motives.
like she's just
She's
walking.
just strolling, like, what is that?
Hands in pockets, whistling. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to try?
So the other thing, I know Nathan asked about like the last rune or whatever, but
Mhm.
we're above table. We are actively going after whichever rune is glowing.
Yeah, so it is a valid strategy to try and get the ones that aren't glowing before they glow up. However, if you ignore the one that is glowing and it fully charges, then it's just going to be on. It's going to be toggled on. That part of the ritual is going to be checked off.
Okay, but this aura is currently in charge mode. It is
Yes.
not. Okay.
If it survives to the end of the round, it is going to be on.
I'm gonna be real, I don't think we're gonna need this one. Because it's too far away from us as a group.
We can't. No.
So I would
Nobody-
not focus on getting that one.
Yeah, nobody. If they moved at their full move speed can get there. It's 100 feet. We would need 3 rounds to get there.
Oh, and is it like they fully charge in one round? Is that?
Yes.
Yes. So we have like
Oh,
9
okay.
rounds.
Well then, I mean, I don't know. Can I try to disable this rune?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
You can try and disable it. So what you see is it takes you a second, but once you're closer, it's like you see them glowing in the distance. You know that there's something weird about this here, and with enough pointing that, hey, look over here. It's easy enough to notice once you take a step back that there is a carving in front of you in the mud. You see this tree root has grown in a particular shape. It's not glowing or anything. What do you want to have Rebecca do to try and disarm this?
A skill check?
Yeah, what's your approach? You see this tree root grown in weird shape.
I mean, I have a grenade.
Glad I'm not the only one.
I mean, I really have no idea what to do here, so...
That was noise earlier, like, oh yeah, I have grenades.
Alright.
Let's see. Like the carving in the mud, is it like fresh mud?
This one in particular is more of a tree root. Let me pull up your sheet real quick. Let me help you out. So, let me see.
Who else has the boom balls?
I think there were 3, right?
I know Elaine grabbed a couple.
Okay.
So depending on how far you can throw that, Nathan could run up and try to chuck one at the one that's powering up.
I still think it'd be too far, because it's still gonna be like 70 feet.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, if you moved like 40 to here, it'd be 55.
So, Rebecca,
Chuck.
right?
Yes.
I imagine Elaine, Avram, Evie, like all of you more or less debrief the situation on when we find the ritual site, we gotta fuck with it.
Yeah.
So, Cody, if you do me a favor and have Rebecca step a little closer. Thank you, thank you. So, stepping closer, Rebecca, you can kind of feel the humming in your shoe, and taking one more step. Rebecca, can you do me one favor? And can you describe to me what the shooting range at the precinct she works at looks like?
I imagine it is not as nice as current shooting ranges that I've also never been to. It is a dark, dreary room with like a couple hanging lamps, and there's not really any like stalls. It's just got like on one wall like those posters of the outlines with the head and the arms,
Mhm.
and there's some holes in it.
Okay, cool. So, Rebecca, as you step forward and you're trying to, like, okay, I gotta sabotage this, as you step into the threshold of this little weird triangle, all of a sudden, you're back right there in the shooting range. You smell the smoke of guns fired around you. You can hear the chit-chat of your coworkers that you don't really like that much over in the corner sipping coffee. Even though you wouldn't really drink coffee in here. There's too much gun smoke to have it taste any good. But you have your gun in your hand, and you look at your target, and you see everyone else lined up on the shooting range has regular targets. They're all silhouettes of people. They're all regular bullseye targets. The one that's in front of you, Rebecca, is this symbol. Printed on that same cheap fucking ink and paper that your precinct has, taped onto cardboard that's hanging on a string. I want you to roll me handgun as you try and shoot this target.
Alright.
I'm looking for a hard success.
I'll spend 12.
You'll
I'll
spend
spend 12.
You don't have much to work with, Rebecca, are you sure?
That's half of my luck. I'm spending it.
You can also triple shot and take penalties.
Nope.
No?
I'll just
Okay.
spend the luck.
Okay. Well, Rebecca, you spend the 12 luck. You get the hard success. You're able to just take a deep breath, line up. And it takes 1 second before the bullet leaves your gun and goes straight through the target into the center of it. And Rebecca, you know that the bullet should just go through it. It's just paper and cardboard. Right? That's what it's for, so you can track where they land. You can look at your aim, look at your scatter. But as the bullet meets the paper, it shatters like it's glass. And you can hear the shatter right in your mind as you are back, right here, surrounded in this town's ruins. The ruin in front of you, just like you heard, this tree root just exploded and shattered into little chunks of wood all around you. And Rebecca, this one is taken care of.
Cool.
Oh, big
I'm
red
doing
X.
my part.
I see, okay. Anything else you'd like to do, Rebecca?
What else? Can I do more?
Probably
no, I
something
think.
small if you'd like to try.
Is this like a rock?
Yeah.
Duck.
I guess. Yeah, she
duck.
kind of like duck behind it, take cover.
Okay. Now, Rebecca, you duck behind it, you take cover, and those paying attention to Deborah see that she kind of straightens up for a second, because something happened. You're not quite sure what, but she knows that something just happened, and she is going to look over and search and scan. Rebecca, please roll me stealth.
Oh god.
Jedi thing.
my luck.
Real double tap.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Nice.
Ooh, good job. Okay. So, Rebecca, you're able to duck down just in time. And for a second, you almost feel that same iciness of her gaze on you. But you're able to just get out of sight just in time. That frostbite doesn't sting your skin anymore. As you're out of sight. Out of mind, but not really. For now, though. And Deborah's going to take her hand off of Benny's shoulder and look around. She's like, wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 5 of you. Does someone not want to see my lecture?
Oh god.
I think she had to tinkle.
Roll me a fast talk for that! Oh my god!
I feel like she should have advantage on that because she is like, what the fuck is that witch expecting? That's definitely not it.
Oh my god, roll me a fast talk. That is. Ooh, fuck. A success. Yeah, okay. You say that, and at first she was like disappointed and also a little suspicious. Cause it's like, I'm going through all this trouble to make this private class, and she can't even be bothered. It's like, oh, she had to tinkle. It's like, geez, thanks for a second. Oh, I forgot that living people do that now. Still.
Elaine is pretending to be like reading her notes or writing intently. It's like, oh yeah. She's like, she left the lecture to the restroom. It's fine. What about this?
Yep. You see her, it's like, okay. She's going to lift her hand off of Benny's shoulder, and she's going to pat him on the head as she walks this way. But there is something off about what I have planned, I think. I might have to redo something. Here, watch and learn. And she's gonna just like, okay, I don't know what's going on exactly, but shit's off. I'm just gonna focus. No alarms have gone off yet. Alright. Elaine.
I want to try and distract her some more. I'm not
Okay.
sure what to say. I'm trying to think of that right now. But I think that's the best that Elaine can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know.
Oh?
So Elaine will, if it's okay, kind of walk up closer to her with her little notepad. It's like, because I imagine her back's to her right now, right? Or like side kind of thing.
Okay.
So she kind of like glances at the guys, like, do something. And we'll step up and be like, so you said you are a witch? Or did you learn some sort of magic? Is there any particular specialty you have? I happen to research the darker sides of the religion.
Okay. Alright, Elaine. Do you have a social thing that you're leaning towards?
I guess it would still be fast talk because I don't think charm would quite work here.
I can see charm.
Charm?
Yeah, I can see charm because you're trying to be a good student. I imagine she's done this to her professors before.
Yeah. See, the problem is instead of charm, I usually use appearance, or is what she would do. So.
Got you.
Yeah. Could pulling the very studious look and tie it for or try to go for appearance.
I would take fast talk before I took appearance.
Then I will do fast talk.
Okay. Because you're trying to distract her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only other thing would be like talking about an Enochian or like specifics occult kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still fast talk?
Yeah, I'll take fast talk because she's also trying to distract her from.
Yeah.
Rebecca, who's behind a rock. Extreme success on a fast talk.
God bless.
Okay, Elaine. You see that she's lifting her hand up, and it starts to like kind of glow with like a white light. You'd probably assume that she's trying to do some magic shit to figure out what's up, because she talked about there's something wrong that she needs to fix. But you talk about her specialty, what she does in magic, and that does distract her. And she turns, because in her mind, she has all the time in the world. Where are they gonna go? They can't leave.
Mm-hmm.
And she will gladly explain to Elaine that, she specifically likes to use runes and combine them. And she will go into detail on that. Evie?
Admittedly, I'm kind of frustrated because that's what I was going to do with my turn. And I said so beforehand. So I do find that kind of frustrating. And I don't know what to do with my turn now.
Get her to turn fully away.
Yeah, you can join the discussion and try and usher her away from it entirely. Because right now she is kind of she was faced here, and now she's kind of faced this way. So Rebecca would still be in her line of sight. If you want to join the discussion and try and distract her as well, you can try and have her attention be this way.
Sure. Charm, right?
Yeah, I'll take charm.
Damn.
You know what? This makes sense. Evie is British and a doctor. Evie is is this woman's greatest dream right here. All right, Evie, what do you ask her?
I can't brain at that right now.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Danny.
How far away is the tree from the shed?
I would say your token's about accurate. Oh, you're talking about the big tree in the middle?
Yeah, no, like right here. I think realistically I'd be right here.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
I'd say it's
We're
about...
gonna attempt to parkour.
Okay. Roll me a climb.
Okay. Okay. Yup.
Okay. I will... How about a deal?
You could push the rope.
Yeah, you can push it.
I could spend the luck.
Or you
Spend
can
it.
take my deal of... if you take a little bit of damage, it'll be fine. And you won't alert the ghost.
Nathan, you've been hurt for a while. Is this doable?
Nathan's constantly hurt. What are you talking about? I don't think he's
Exactly.
like gone back up to full health since the start of this campaign.
Oh, I see health. Hit points. Oh, how much is a little bit of damage?
A couple.
Sure.
It'd be like 2.
Still taken.
Oh, whoops. Alright. Roll 1d2. In your favor. 1. Okay. So, you're able to get down the tree. Unfortunately, there's this broken branch on your way down that just scratches your shin. It's superficial, but man, it stings. But you're able to hold it in. No sounds from you, you're professional.
Okay, I think we're just gonna barely get right here. Oh, oops. Right there. But also, it's 11, 15 till, and I still have a federal report to do.
Ah, yes. Okay. We'll finish up this round. And then call it.
That will be it for Danny.
Okay. He's having a bad time.
Hide, Benny, hide.
He regrets opening up his mouth. He regrets coming here in the first place. He, you know what? Yeah. He is going to try and slink away over here, out of sight, and he is going to get his gun out and be ready, because he's on the chopping block. It's only a matter of time. Alright, Nathan.
We're gonna try to go for this room, I think. I should be able to get right here, so right on the line.
Right on the line. Okay. So,
He would be trying to
Nathan.
be as stealthy as he could to get there, but he also has a grenade and a boomstick, so...
So, excuse me. Nathan, as you cross through on the death threshold, sorry, excuse me. Suddenly, you are no longer in these woods. Instead, you're in your woods. Ones that are more familiar, that are warmer, that are drier, and not full of mud and water. However, you do hear something around you. And you do realize that the sun is starting to set. It's getting darker. And Nathan, you hear a familiar growl of a certain creature behind you.
God damn it.
Alright, Nathan. You know it. You are going to need to start running. Because you know this song and dance. I am going to need either a stealth roll, navigate. Let me take natural world. Your goal here is to hide from whatever's chasing and hunting you down.
Okay, we're gonna go with natural world / forest. Yeah, that's a success.
Okay.
Barely.
So Nathan, you're just barely able to get your wits about. You start running, your legs are pumping. You're able to jump behind a fallen tree and slow your breathing down just enough that you don't hear anything anymore. And you slowly peek out, and you see the giant creature that's hunting you down. And you see that on its forehead is a rune that you saw it just for a second. How are you going to disrupt it?
I have a... Yes, I still have the bolt action rifle.
Okay. Roll me your rifle.
Come on, come on. Come on, Nathan. I get the 50s good.
Looking
Hey,
for
that's a 55.
Alright, is that a regular success or a hard success? Because I'm looking for a hard success.
God damn it. How much is it away from the hard? Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I will say, that one isn't charged up yet. You don't have to spend the luck.
So, can you spend luck on something that's been pushed?
No.
I don't feel comfortable with spending that much luck with this long to go. So it's just a regular success.
Okay. So, you hit the shot, it soars through the air, and it does hit, it does land. And some of the rune on the forehead kind of falls to the ground, but some of it is still there. But before you can find out what the beast's claws feel like as you see it charging for you, you are back right where you began.
In the vision or out in the town?
Out in the town.
Is it partially disrupted or?
Sort of. Not really. It's like you need to get a hard success to fully disrupt it.
Okay.
But the bright side is, that's not charging up yet. You still have however many other rounds there are to get rid of that one.
Do we still need a hard success if we make an explosion?
You know what? What we are going to do is we are going to tally. That one has one regular success so far. Multiple regular successes will be able to get rid of it. That one has one. Alright. But, moving on. Let's see. That was an extreme success from both Evie and Elaine. So, Miss Leeds is still distracted.
Hey, keep chatting her up, ladies.
Mm-hmm. Avram.
So, if he tries to move, is she going to see it?
Yes, but she's not really paying attention to him.
Well,
don't run, just casually walk.
You know, easy to please, just go for a little stroll.
He's going on a little stroll. Oh, what a cool rock. Alright, Avram. Now, can you describe to me, just quick, what the headquarters for his old cult looked like? What's the bad room look like?
The bad room?
Yeah, like the ritual site.
One of those old country estates, the sort of thing that only ever exists as somebody's second or third house. And it happened to be one of those noble estates that had a dungeon.
Cold, full of stone, dark.
You can
Evil
sort of feel the
aesthetic.
people who were trapped there before, and everything that had died before you got there.
Lovely. Perfect place for a cult to take over. Now, Avram, standing before you is someone with a book, bound in leather of some sort. You're not quite sure what the leather is from, but it's very aged. And you can't quite make out their face. They're obscuring it with a large hood. And they're asking you if you can translate this for them. And it's a book of various symbols and sigils. Can you roll me occult?
90 coming up. That is a 13, so that's extreme.
Okay. Now, you know symbols, you know them pretty well. Able to decipher them, translate them. This is pretty easy for you. But as you're flipping through this book, you notice that there's one symbol that just keeps on popping up. One that you're not familiar with. And it takes you a second to realize that, oh wait, this was never in the book. It's not supposed to be in this book. And it's quick work for you to just take the tip of your fountain pen and just drag it tearing through the page, through that symbol. And you hear glass shatter around you as a boop boop boop, boop boop boop. This one is also done.
It's a question.
Mhm.
If it was a critical success, would it be possible, instead of just destroying it, to alter it to try to poison the ritual, so to speak?
On a critical success, I would say yes.
I will spend 12 luck.
I shouldn't have said yes.
Look, I failed my luck check this time, so I clearly I need less luck.
Okay. I will say that rather than just disrupting the whole ritual, you can have it start bleeding out and start affecting the ones neighboring it. Does that sound fair? So it'll start disrupting this one, and once that's done, it'll disrupt this one.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So,
Make a note for yourself, Amy. Since you
Yeah.
just came up with something.
end of this. End of second round. This one
Exactly, Jenna.
will be done.
Amy, her words roll fast. Is it possible? Yes, I spend luck.
Yeah. Oh, where the fuck? Fuck it, red. We'll make it red. Shit. Bright red. And then copy. Ah, shit. End of third round. This one will be done. Alright.
I will say
And-
that Auburn will have to communicate that to the Rangers because the Rangers ain't that bright.
Alright. And that concludes the first round. And this one. Boop, boop, boop. We're gonna go ahead and check off. Thank you guys for playing.
Thank you for running.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you for watching, Jedi.
Yes, thank you, Jedi.